Well, good morning. I hope you guys are doing well. I'm about to have my coffee. I haven't had my coffee yet, but good morning. I hope you guys are doing good. We are a few days before Thanksgiving. Sorry again. I have this tendency of coming to you all without washing. But anyway, so I wanted to talk about something that I just read on Facebook actually about Americans and potluck at work. Okay, so American companies have become so cheap, and it's kind of embarrassing to be honest with you. Ever since I've been working here in America, very few times a company has actually done something spectacular for us in terms of taking us out and treating us really nice. In South Africa, it's still very much a common practice where, like you go out on a retreat and you treated very well. Americans in general like to have their money in their hand, and once they have their money in their hand, companies say we're not going to do much for you. So what employees have been doing is basically having potlucks during the holidays, this is the time when holidays start in America, because with Thanksgiving coming up and people going away, so people organize a lot of potlucks around this time. As you already know, potluck is when everybody brings something. So for us as South Africans, we're always excited to bring something that like that's from home. So this person had brought a what did they bring? A mint dessert, mint crisp dessert, which is a very popular dessert in South Africa. It's basically taking mint chocolate and making some sort of a pudding and then adding that mint crisp, which will have pieces of mint and chocolate. But so she was talking about the fact that only 3 people tried the dessert, okay? And so I was telling them that in general, Americans have very limited taste palette, okay? Maybe because a lot of a lot of people here like things fast and easy, so they rely so much on just eating out. And restaurants here, if they are not either high end or really nice restaurant, they tend to make bland food. Your French fries and your and pretty much like a lot of fast food, it's made to be as generic as possible. They don't use spice. If you want to eat something that has a lot of flavor, it's always better to go to some ethnic restaurant, like, I don't know, like a Mexican restaurant or Indian restaurant or Thai restaurant. Then you will taste a little bit more. I'm not saying that there are no American restaurants that like use spice. For instance, you could make an argument like Cajun spice is a great example of like Americans cooking with a lot of spice, especially in the South. But anyway, in general, the food tends to be bland. But another thing about Americans that I've noticed is Americans eat with their eyes. It has to look good for them to try something, especially something that's foreign to them. It has to look appetizing. For us as South Africans, we eat with our taste buds. We taste something first, and then if we like it, we like it. If we don't like it, we don't like it. But in general, we'll taste the food, because presentation is not the big part of the way we traditionally have done food. I'm not saying that we don't have ways to present food that makes it look appetizing and so on. No, we do. But I'm saying that generally most of us in South Africa, until recently, we cooked at home. So at home, you don't have time to make things fancy and like cute, and you always just try to get food on the table and have people eat. So you get used to just eating food that looks weird but tastes good. So that made me think about that. So what I normally do, if I bring food, usually I'll cook American food, but with a South African twist. Like, for instance, I remember one time I made chili, which is every person in America knows what chili is and everybody loves it. And so I made it, but I made with South African spices. I added a lot of flavor in it, and I added a lot more meat and tomatoes, real tomatoes and everything, and people loved it. They absolutely loved it. They were asking me about the recipe and everything. So my advice is always to say, okay, make something American but with a South African twist if you want to bring something, or if you do bring something authentically South African. I would suggest that you explain to people what's in the dish, and force them to taste it. Oh, no, you gotta try it. You gotta try it. You gotta try it. And I think if you do that, then you are more likely to have people eat it, because people, once they taste, I mean, I make bean salad, the good old Thousand Island. What do we call it in South Africa? I think we call it Thousand Island in South Africa. What do we call it? But like the pink mayonnaise. I don't know what we call it in South Africa, but I think here we call it Thousand Island. I don't know whether we call it Thousand Island over in South Africa or here. But anyway, you know what I'm talking about. And I do that: beans, peas, and tomatoes, onions, a bunch of herbs, and a little bit of aromat, and just take that with me, and people absolutely love it. But I have to tell them to taste it. Go ahead and taste it. And I have noticed that when you do that, people first of all feel a little bit comfortable, and you explain what ingredients are there, and then they will try it, and they usually love it. Because South Africans do know how to cook. I have to give us that. Okay, I mean, most people around the world know how to cook, because a lot of us had to cook at home. By and large, yes, we eat other nasty things like sheep's head and chicken feet, and like all the other things that Americans would not dare to try. And I'm generalizing here, because I do know that there are lots of Americans who have, interesting, they're very interested in the world, and they want to know how other people eat and all of that. So they tend to be very open-minded when it comes to trying different things. I remember when I took my friends to South Africa, and we took them to they were still selling meat and everything, but we took them to the township and had them try, like stuff, and they were very, very happy with what they tried, because it was pretty much grilled meat, which is what America is about. Americans and barbecue. I shouldn't say barbecue, I should say grilled meat, because again, there's a difference between barbecue and grilled meat in South Africa. In the South, barbecue means pulled, like meat that has vinegar and barbecue sauce. So it means something. I remember Mr. E, when we first moved to America, he was taken to this barbecue place because he told his American friend, colleague, really not a friend, but a colleague, that he loves barbecue, and he said, okay, I'll take you to a barbecue place. And then they went and they had pulled pork, basically, and he was like, is this barbecue? and the guy said, yeah, that's what barbecue is. But anyway, in South Africa, as you know, we call barbecue braai, or I should say grilled meat braai. And so in South Africa, that's probably another thing we have in common with Americans. We love grilled meat. But I wanted to share that and just give you tips on how to deal with, like the American picky eaters who just are so afraid to try things, because, like they're so used to, like having, they're basically so used to eating American food. And again, I don't want to give the impression there that Americans don't know how to cook. Yes, Americans do know how to cook, but a lot of people don't have the time to cook. So if you go to a fast food, like for instance, you can go to South African fast food restaurant, you will get what they call here, let's say, sloppy joe, right? In South Africa, we have bunny chow, which is bread that has a minced or ground beef. Here in America, what they call ground beef here in America, in South Africa, they call it minced meat. And they will make like this saucy, spiced ground beef and put it in bread. and that would be a fast food, or you go and get a pie, or you get fish and chips, or you get like by pie I mean meat pie. And so, but in general, Americans don't do fast food like that. Usual fast food is something like a sandwich, or a like a burger, or like fries and stuff like that. So so as a result, people don't tend to use a lot of, like, you're not gonna get herbs and spices and stuff like that in those foods. And whereas in South Africa, you're more likely to get, I mean, you can go anywhere, grocery store, anywhere, and buy food, and it'll have a lot of spice in it. So, but anyway, I wanted to share that. I know that this was about potluck in America, and why businesses don't go out and treat us out as much as they should be doing, considering how much money American companies rake in. And secondly, that when you do participate in a potluck, make sure that you explain what the ingredients are and have people try it. Actually having a little bit of, like those little containers, and have people try it might actually be the best way to get people to actually eat. Or you might have to stand behind your pot and man it and make sure that people do try it, so that you don't come back home with, with your plate still full, or I mean with your dish still full. So, but anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Sorry, sometimes I just think of weird things, and or I will read something, I'm like, I should be saying something about this. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. By the way, I've been decorating for Christmas. I know it's a little early, but I've been decorating for Christmas because I feel like Thanksgiving is cancelled at this point. I mean, if I decorate for Thanksgiving and then next week I have to decorate for Christmas, I was like, I'm just gonna skip the whole thing anyway. I'm not hosting, my friend is hosting, and but anyway, I'll get you that video next time, because we have new members who are joining for the first time. I always love to welcome my people in America and preserve those memories for them, so that one day they can go back and look at those videos and see those videos and then share them with their families as well. But anyway, I hope you guys are doing well. Have a wonderful day. Thank you. Bye. Love you all. Let me go switch off the camera now because the voice recorder is not working.